I could not let anyone find out about this secret. So I had to be a different person. If I was in a new situation, I was honestly terrified at all times. It didn't matter if I was playing or not. If someone were to find out, because to me that was the end of my baseball career. I'm Brian Zapp. I'm an infielder at Miami University. I grew up in Waterloo, Ontario. Spent my whole life there prior to university.
He was actually a pretty energetic kid. We actually were worried he was a little too energetic at first, but he was very social, really loved family events. We put him in soccer and hockey, which he hated, and basketball. But he kept saying, "Can I play baseball, Mom?" So we got him into it at that age.
I loved it, so it took off from there.
I remember his coach said, "Brian looks like he was born on a baseball diamond."
I saw him at the Blue Jays Showcase tryouts at the Rogers Center. It would have been May of 2016. He was one of the hardest workers we've had in the program.
As he got into our program, we learned a lot more about him as his work ethic and everything else. So, but everything was really, really easy to recruit him.
You know, he's a really good student. He was playing right from the start with the Miami team.
Second year, sophomore year, university was really tough, depression-wise, and a lot of it stemmed from my sexuality. Holding it in for so many years and getting to university, and I think just it becoming more and more of my life and suppressing that, I didn't have that chance to suppress that with baseball. I couldn't take my mind off of it, which was kind of sad for the game that I'm supposed to love. It turned into more hatred of it because I couldn't really get these thoughts out of my mind, and then I would isolate myself from my teammates who were supposed to be my family, my brothers here. You know, I just wouldn't socialize. I would sit in my room, just let these thoughts spiral and eat away at myself.
He had come home for Christmas and we had started to just chat, and I had that sense that there was something bothering him. And then later that day, I found this note, this letter in my bed.
I kept it all to me, close to my chest, until I came out to my mom, slowly building a circle of about 10 people that, you know, I could go to. I had support from in order to have confidence in coming out.
I felt bad that he hadn't told me sooner. You know, I felt bad that he hadn't told anybody sooner, really, because I felt like he'd been kind of suffering in silence.
She just gave me a big hug and said it doesn't matter. She was really sad that I've held on to this for so long and it would never change anything.
I don't care. I mean, I love you and, you know, it doesn't matter, but I just felt bad that he hadn't, you know, allowed me to support him before that.
The most important people in my lives, the people that care about me the most, me knowing that they have my back regardless, that's what mattered to me. So having everyone else find out wasn't as big of a deal because I knew I could have that support system there. This was the only thing in my head for weeks because I had planned it. After the exam, I get ready to leave, drive about 20 minutes to calm the nerves, and I pull over in some random parking lot and just click post.
He's driving back to Canada. I'm sure he's got some classic rock on. It felt like he had, for the first time in 3 years, taken a deep breath.
When I stopped, it was just an outpour of support, which was so incredible and surreal in the moment. I don't think I fully took it in until I actually got home, was able to see my dad, him tell me how proud he was of me. Miami baseball, except for one teammate, found out through the post.
I called him the second I got done reading it, but my general reaction was that I'm really proud of you for doing this. I can't imagine trying to live with something like that and feeling like you need to hide it.
He was making sure that I would never feel discriminated against or unsafe in this environment. Teammates were telling me how brave I was, how proud they were and how happy they were for me to be myself finally. None of them really realized the struggle that I had gone through.
Brian Zapp is Brian Zapp, and no matter sexuality, that doesn't change. Like who he is as a teammate and a guy, like he's just a great person, you know.
There's a kid in high school right now that feels like he can't say what he really wants to say, can't be himself, and I think Brian's helping knock down some of those walls.
Yeah, it does create an avenue for, you know, people to hopefully, you know, see that and be like, hey, maybe I'm not alone, and in this athletic world, like this isn't something that I need to hide the rest of my life.
He thought, you know, if it doesn't, you know, go as well as he hoped, it was still important to do to make it easier for the next guy. And, you know, that was just really heartwarming, you know, to hear him say that.
Man, I got 2 left gloves. It's not gonna work, man.
I started to really enjoy practice more, being around guys, just playing the game, because before I would worry about this during games and that would just eat away at me. Now I can kind of play without that weight. Like, struggling in baseball isn't nearly as difficult as what I just went through for myself. There's never been anyone in college baseball to come out while playing, and I'm extremely proud to be the first one to do so.